What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. All right, Happy New Year's and such, and all that good stuff. There's a movie that I watched on Christmas Day. Christmas Day. Nosferatu. Now, why they chose to release it on Christmas Day is wild. I'm sure Robert Eggers and them was like, "Yo, Christmas. This is not." Jesus wants no part of this. I'm gonna just tell you. I don't like to speak for Jesus, but I'm sure Jesus was like, okay, because he wasn't judgy like that, but still, it's just like, I don't know. Nosferatu, man. Robert Eggers is gonna give you atmosphere. He's gonna give you mood. He's gonna give you a visual aesthetic. That's what you expect from him at this point, and that's what he delivered again. Like, he's directed The Witch, The Northman. The Northman, I really enjoyed watching that movie. Like, I really felt like it took me somewhere. It was the atmosphere, the vibe, the style, and I'm a fan of that visual look. Whether or not I like the plot of the movie itself, I just enjoy the fact that I can be taken somewhere visually and really feel like I'm immersed in that setting, that environment. Nosferatu, man. Like, I've never seen the original from the 20s. So I really didn't know too much about the story. I didn't know that it was basically a ripoff of Bram Stoker's Dracula. I didn't know that. I thought he was just a different guy. And I was like, oh, Nosferatu is a different kind of vampire. But it was pretty much the same story. They just remixed it in a way that they didn't get sued. And I think they did come for them. They was just forget it. It's just a little German film. Like, he was creeping up the steps of copyright infringement. That's why he was tiptoeing up the steps. He was like, let me tiptoe up the steps so I don't get sued. So if you've seen that visual of the bald-headed vampire creeping up the steps, that's Nosferatu. And Nosferatu is played in this movie by Bill Skarsgard, who I feel like this is what he lives for. Like, this is the kind of character work that's right up his alley, where he can just hide in the character. If I didn't know it was him, I would have never known it was him. There's no way. People saying you can kind of tell it. I can't tell. Knowing it was him, I'm still looking at the character like, who is that? It was a complete transformation, in my opinion. He didn't sound like, what he sounds like. It was completely transformed. The story pretty much is basically Bram Stoker's Dracula. Dracula essentially rolls up on a girl. He's like, yo, man, I heard you crying out. I heard your little prayers for somebody to roll up, and I'm here. And she was like, oh, no. Because she was praying for, like, some spirit to just, come to her aid. And it's like, he showed up. And he was like, yeah, we got a connection. Let me get your pesty fiance over here to do some real estate work so that I can get you. That was his plan. Like, lure the fiance, played by Nicholas Hoult, out to do the real estate stuff. If you're familiar with the Bram Stoker story, he's going out there to help Count Olaf with his real estate, endeavors. And once you go to see Count Olaf, you get more than the paperwork and the deed. That's how he talked. And so Lily Rose Depp is Johnny Depp's daughter, and she is the object of Count Olaf's affection. She is also the fiance of Nicholas Holt's character, young Thomas. I see the resemblance, first of all, and I like her performance because I can tell, like, you could tell this movie was physical work for these actors. Like, she got to do all the gyrating, and there was one scene where she was just shaking. I was just like, yo, I'm tired just watching this performance. It reminded me of watching Hereditary when I was watching Toni Collette. Watching her performance in that, which I feel like she should have got an Oscar nomination for, I could feel the exhaustion of performing to that level. And I could feel the exhaustion here. Not saying that she was, on that level of performance overall, but just the physicality of it. Essentially, Count Olaf lures him out there so he can then capture him, kill him, whatever, so he can come to her. He got to catch the boat, and he can't just be traveling like that, so he can get the girl. And essentially, she's having these attacks, these seizures or whatever, because he's trying to infiltrate her, and she has the gift of extra sight, if you will, and so that's why it's affecting her in that way. So they trying to figure it out. She's staying with her, was that her sister or brother? I'm not sure if they were just family friends, but they were staying with them, and it was just like, but she was having all these seizures, and they wouldn't give up. Like, if you come to my house, you staying with you my house guest, and you wilding the fuck out like that, I'm gonna be like, listen, she gonna have to go home. We got the kids here. She wilding out. She's saying weird stuff. I gave her 1 or 2 seizures, but this, you got to go. And the wife was like, no, we can't abandon her. Yes, the fuck we can. She doing a lot. She should have took heed to what Aaron Johnson's character was talking about, because it led to, this is spoiler free. That's all I'm saying. Willem Dafoe is in this. He's essentially the Van Helsing character in this. And Willem Dafoe delivers every goddamn time. Willem Dafoe never disappoints me, ever. And he added an extra energy to this piece that was like, it was comedic, it was fun, it was like fun but still serious, and fun and still believable within the realm of what was going on. I was so glad he was in the film. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was just like, if you like Bram Stoker's Dracula, I feel like you would enjoy this as well. It's different visually. The tone is different. The way Bill Skarsgard plays Count Olaf is very different than what Gary Oldman did in the role. It's less romanticized. It's less glossy. Because Francis Ford Coppola, who directed Bram Stoker's Dracula, it was glossy. It was, Keanu Reeves, he was stiff, of course, but that's his style, you know what I mean? And but he was more like Gary Oldman when he changed his appearance to, kind of court Winona Ryder. It was still kind of glossy and flashy. This Count Olaf was still like, socially awkward. And it was just like, but they kept him in shadow a lot, and I feel like the atmosphere was just a perfect atmosphere for a story such as this. It was a lot to take in visually, and the tone of it, and just like, it was unsettling. And I feel like a movie like this should be unsettling. So, forget all that, man. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Nosferatu. Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Nosferatu, I'm going to give it, for what it was, how it was presented, how it was performed, and the visual aesthetics, I'm giving it 4 saxophones out of 5. I gotta give it that, because it delivered on its promise, and it kind of stuck with me after I watched it. I was just like, man, he really was talking like that. Anyway, but how long? How long would y'all accept a house guest, long-term friends, they wilding out with mad exorcism type seizures multiple times a week, while the fiance is on the road handling real estate? How long before y'all like, you gotta get the fuck up out of here? Let me know in the comment section below, because I want to know how long y'all let them stay. All right, peeps, that's my review of Nosferatu. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Also, if you saw Bram Stoker's Dracula and Nosferatu, which one did you prefer? Which ones you like better? I'm sure you all gonna pick Bram Stoker's Dracula because you probably sat in it longer. But I would like to know which one you prefer. I know off the top, visually, I prefer the look of Nosferatu a little bit better. Story-wise, I might go with Bram Stoker's Dracula, because there was a little, on the cinematography of the Bram Stoker's Dracula, the look was a little off for me. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what lens they were using or what style. I was just like, it's cool, but it's kind of too... And Hook looked like that for me too. Steven Spielberg's Hook. There's some kind of... I don't know how to describe it, but I really preferred the dark. This is like Tim Burton on the dark tip now. Like Tim Burton without the fun. He's just like, nah, man, this is serious. This is a Nightmare Before Christmas right here on Christmas Day. Anyway, let me know what you prefer in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.